Lipton Teas and Infusions is the biggest tea business in the world, with world-class purpose-driven brands such as Lipton, PG Tips, Joko Clan and Puka. We are united in one purpose, growing a world of well-being through the regenerative power of plants.
Who we are. With more than 150 years in the industry, we are the world's leading purveyors of quality teas and herbal infusions, serving 400 million daily consumers in virtually every country. Beyond our drinkers' well-being, we aim to create value for all our stakeholders, society, and the planet.
Our mission at Lipton Teas and Infusions. Our mission is to insightfully articulate, honor, and advocate the great value of teas and herbal infusions through our stable of 36 brands around the world.
We believe tea is a force for good in the world because it lies at the intersection of care for self and others, connection, refreshment, and health. Tea is the most natural and popular beverage besides water. It's also one of the most culturally significant daily rituals known to mankind.
At Unilever, our safety, health and environmental mission is that every person that enters our facility not only returns home in the healthy state they arrived in, but also that we entrench a culture of safety and sustainability in our people, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at work and at home. Unilever Cardinal Rules. Our aim towards achieving zero safety incidents across our facilities is a top priority. This is clearly embodied in Unilever's 4 cardinal rules, which apply to anyone on Unilever premises or on Unilever business. Kindly note that Unilever's cardinal rules, which support the law of the land, must be adhered to without exception. These rules are: always wear a seatbelt when travelling in a vehicle. Never make use of a mobile phone while driving, including the use of Bluetooth hands-free kits. Do not drink and drive on Unilever business or after Unilever events. Always complete a full lockout procedure when working on equipment to ensure all energy sources are isolated. Should any of these rules be breached, the offender will face serious disciplinary action and visitors and contractors may be asked to leave the site. As a visitor to our site, please ensure that you adhere to the following rules as well. Be alert at all times. Do not touch any live or moving machinery or products. Do not take any photographs unless permission has been granted by your host.
Please report any safety, health, or environmental unsafe acts and conditions and violations to your host as soon as possible, latest before the end of the shift or you leaving site.
Emergency procedure. In case of an emergency, your host will always be your first point of contact. Please remain with your host at all times and do not walk around the site unattended. Upon hearing the alarm siren, or in the case of a fire or other emergency, keep calm and do not panic. Do not run. However, you may walk at a brisk pace. Follow your host by making your way via the closest emergency exit route to the assembly point. There are maps in this regard displayed throughout the facility. Do not attempt to leave the assembly area or return to work until you have been given permission by the safety marshal or host. The alarm is tested weekly. Your host will inform you if an alarm test will occur during your stay on the site. Vehicles on site. Motor vehicles must adhere to the designated speed limit. Compliance with the national road traffic regulations regarding driver's licenses, the carrying of passengers and loads, and the roadworthy condition of the vehicles upon our premises is mandatory. Parking. You may park only within the demarcated parking areas or as directed by our security personnel. Security. All visitors must sign in as security and undergo the required signing in procedure. An ID document or driver's license may be requested for identity verification. You may be subject to an alcohol test upon arrival, and anyone found under the influence of intoxicating liquor or drugs is refused access to the site. Licensed firearms must be left at security for safekeeping and return. A secure facility is available for the holding of such items. Laptops, tools, and other property must be declared to security upon entering the premises. Unilever reserves the right to search anyone on site and inspect all containers. Vehicles may be searched at random. Pedestrians on site. Whilst walking up or downstairs, the handrails are to be used at all times. Pedestrians are to use the designated walkways, and running is prohibited. Always pay attention to your surroundings whilst walking around the site. Distracted walking can result in injuries. Stay alert and do not text on your phone while walking. Health. Smoking is prohibited at all Unilever facilities globally. Anyone found smoking will be in contravention of the Unilever regulations and will be subject to prosecution. A respiratory questionnaire may need to be filled in if you are accessing any zones containing allergens or dust. Your host will provide these as required. Hygiene. Hygiene is a critical requirement at all our facilities. Always adhere to hand washing and sanitation procedures at the various zones where required. Jewelry is prohibited in Unilever factories. If your jewelry cannot be removed, please inform your host. Traditional armbands must be covered by the PPE supplied. Personal protective equipment. The use of PPE may be required. Please adhere to all PPE signage and the instructions given by your host. PPE may include the following depending on the area you are entering. To insert earplugs correctly, pinch the top of your ear and pull in an upward motion to open your ear canal before inserting the earplug. Signage. There are many signs on site. These signs are there to assist you and keep you safe and therefore should not be ignored. Make it your duty to know what these signs mean. If you are unsure, please ask your host. Environment and sustainability. Unilever is committed and has achieved our goal of zero waste to landfill. Please make use of the designated bins for the separation of waste at source located throughout our facilities. Please use water and electricity sparingly. Many small actions can make a big difference. Your responsibility. You are responsible for your own safety and for the safety of those around you. Do not do anything that may cause injury to yourself or others. This is not only common sense, but also a legal requirement in terms of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. The health and safety of each person is thus a joint responsibility, requiring cooperation and compliance to rules and procedures in line with the OHS Act requirements. Please speak to your host should you have any questions regarding the rules and procedures as laid out in this induction. We trust you will have a safe and pleasant stay with us.